Here we are at the very first Rivian Outpost. As the sign says, the Gateway to Yosemite. We're here in Groveland, California. We got the Plaid parked up, the new refreshed R1S behind us. We're gonna go inside and check it out. This is like quintessential peak Rivian immersion experience here. Can you imagine coming here to buy a car, to test drive your car? This place here in Groveland, the Rivian Charging Outpost, just outside Yosemite National Park, is such a vibe. Check it out, they got music playing out here. It's such a chill spot. Beautiful setup here. We got a sand pit with a cool spot for the kids to play. There's some interesting stats about carbon emissions and different acknowledgements as far as environmental is concerned. We have 5 high-powered CCS Rivian Adventure Network chargers here. Now keep in mind, these are for Rivian vehicles exclusively. The vehicle recognizes when you plug in. So even if you come here with a Tesla with a CCS port, it will not work. Although the very nice lady that's working here did tell me that there is a potential plan that when Rivian switches to the NACS charging standard, they could be opening up. So that's really cool news. Really nice setup here. We've got some patio stone pavers here. We've got very clear labeling. These are for EV charging only. There is, what do you call it? Trash receptacles. Oh my goodness. Behind me here, recycling as well as compost. What I really love, this is what you call attention to detail. And we know that Rivian loves our furry friends, and they have a doggy water fountain here, a standard water fountain, and a beautiful bottle refill station here. So they've thought of just about everything. What's really cool here is behind me, they have one of the new refreshed R1Ss here, and you know we're gonna be taking that for a drive. We drove the original quad motor R1S back when we were in Vancouver, and I'll put a link to that video and a card up in the corner. Behind me here, they have this really cool kind of rustic, like old minor town, old west style, but it's got solar on the roof. Really cool building here. This is the Outpost. We're gonna be going inside and checking it out, having a look around, getting you guys in behind the scenes to see what Rivian has in store for its owners. We know that Rivian is a passionate brand. They love the outdoors. They're all about adventure. And you know me, I'm all about adventure too. So this is a match made in Yosemite. We're gonna go inside and have a look. Well, just behind these buildings here is that Rivian Outpost. We went around the corner and here are the Tesla Superchargers. Now, these are older Tesla Superchargers version 2 units. You can tell by the thicker cable here. But the interesting thing, of course, many of you know that Rivian can use the Tesla Supercharger network. However, only the newer version 3, version 4 units. These older version 2s will not accommodate Rivian. So it makes sense that they have 5 Rivian fast chargers just down the street there. There are some really cool little buildings here and this really funky shop here. I want to check this out. The Yosemite Basecamp, the Eco Adventure Cooperative. They got the Patagonia flag flying out front here, so you know we're going to go in and check it out. How's it going? Good. Just visiting the area, come through to check out Yosemite. Do you mind if I do a quick video of the shop here?
I just don't want to be in your video.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. Very, very cool. So we got some fishing gear. Look at that. Got the hip waders, all the tackle, flies, good stuff. Okay, this is awesome. Love it. Okay, so that was awesome. Of course I had to get some stickers for the back window, but the Eco Adventure Cooperative, the Yosemite Basecamp, you guys got to come down here and check it out. What a cool store. They've got, you know, coffee and biscotti and all kinds of really cool apparel, adventure gear, everything you need for hiking, fly fishing, all the good stuff. And we're gonna go back over to Rivian and check out the Adventure Charging Outpost. So one of the things I was thinking about here at the Charging Outpost, the Rivian Charging Outpost, is just the contrast to, you know, Tesla's approach with the Kettleman City Supercharger. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card for it up in the corner up here. By the way, just got a nice fresh hot cup of coffee from the lovely Rivian ladies here at the Outpost. So super thankful for that. Gonna sip that as we head into Yosemite National Park here. But interesting how this outpost is serving a different purpose than Kettleman City. You know, Kettleman City Supercharger Lounge is, you know, it's out on a highway and kind of, you know, it's certainly better than a truck stop, obviously, you know, beautiful lounge to hang out. But here, you know, you're getting that human element. You're not dealing with, you know, just a keypad to get in and vending machines and that sort of thing. And while that's fine for somebody that's just going on a quick trip, that just wants to stop in for a short period of time, I think the contrast here is that you've got the human element. You know, the staff here, they are unofficial tour guides. You know, you want to find a place, a cool hiking trail, or a cool place to get a cup of coffee, or buy some provisions, or get a spot of lunch or something like that. The crew here is going to help you, direct you to it. You're going to be able to test drive new products, ask questions on your vehicle, pick up some merch, get some trail mix for the road, recharge your vehicle, rest, refill your water, get your pet watered as well, and head off into the wilderness. You know, it's Yosemite National Park. And so I think it's a really cool concept that they have here. Again, very different. I'm not knocking Tesla's concept at all, but it is very, very remarkably different. And I'm glad I got to experience both of them. So I just learned some interesting trivia about the Rivian Charging Outpost here in Groveland. What's cool is that in the 1870s, this site used to be a blacksmith shop. Interesting, again, to do with transportation, shoeing horses, maintaining wagons and that sort of thing. But what's even cooler is that just a few years later, this area, this spot, I believe in the 40s, became a fuel station that eventually, through just a different series of events, ended operations in 2002, and it was the last surviving full service fuel station in the area. I believe it was called Vern's Garage or something like that. But what's cool now is that in today's day here now in 2024, it is once again a refueling station, not for shoeing horses to keep you on the road, not for filling your gas car and fixing your gas engine, but rather refueling with electrons your beautiful Rivian vehicle. It's so cool that they've paid homage and kept the tradition going of transportation here just outside Yosemite National Park. Another really cool little thing is that inside here, when we get in here, I'm going to show you a few items that were actually made with repurposed parts of the old gas station building. Even the concrete was repurposed into these retaining walls here behind me. So again, that concept of sustainability and reusability, but not just reusing for the sake of reusing to keep some of the ethos and some of the story in this special place here in Groveland. So let's go inside and check it out. So here we are inside the Rivian Charging Outpost. It's nice and cool. They've got the AC cranked up, beautiful mural on the wall back here. of the El Capitan climbing routes. So cool. So many cool little touches and little Easter eggs, as Rivian is known for in their vehicles, but also in their spaces. If you look up to the rafters here behind me, it says Lake Tahoe. What's cool is I was just told that all of this wood here of this display table and of course the framing of this L-shaped sectional sofa here was made with repurposed wood from the old original building, the old service station. So it's so cool to see, again, that reusability and sustainability. The top portion here, this resin, is a combination of resin but also sawdust. Again, reuse this coffee table here as well. Sawdust and resin reused from the original building. Again, paying homage to the old site that, once again, this site originally was a blacksmith shop servicing transportation of horse-drawn vehicles and horse transportation. But not only that, it began to service and refuel gasoline-powered vehicles as the concept of transportation changed. We went from horse and carriage to gas-powered vehicles, but now we have entered the next phase, which is electrification. As you can see behind me here, we have the Rivian R1S parked up, the brand new Refresh, a beautiful vehicle. But this site now, once again, is refueling vehicles, transportation. We've got 5 of these high-powered chargers here behind us. And again, we've got snacks to refuel the passengers of those vehicles. Such a cool concept here. We've got all kinds of goodies. We've got some M&Ms, different trail mixes, jelly beans, banana chips, chocolate malt balls. It's so cool. You can get a jar full if you like, or just a little baggie full, and you've got a scale at the end there. Complimentary coffee behind me here. They've got hot water for tea. You can refill all of your water bottles with filtered water, little sink there to clean up. Great facility. The restrooms are just back here. Very nice, large, clean restroom with the baby fold-down baby change table. There we go. Have 4 kids, but it's been a while since I've changed a diaper. So it's a really cool space here. Very family friendly. We've got a really nice selection of merch here. What I really like is this exclusive gear. Now, you cannot order this online. We've got these really cool water bottles. So it says Gateway to Yosemite, Rivian, Groveland, California. If you're into patches, we've got some cool patches here, the hats, and then of course the camp mug. Very cool. Keep Groveland adventurous forever. So I'm loving that. All kinds of cool merch here, patches. We've got water bottles, coolers, pins, a bunch of gear guard, of course. We love our gear guard. And so if you want the little stuff, dude, he is ready to go. Him and I go way back. We're like this, of course. So just a really cool experience, a great place to recharge and replenish, relax while you're on your trip, heading in or out of Yosemite National Park. We're gonna take the R1S for a spin here shortly and give you my thoughts on the new updated version of the vehicle. They've made quite a few changes, of course, simplified manufacturing. They've got the new dual motor setup here. We did drive the quad motor, of course, back in Vancouver, British Columbia. And if you haven't checked out that video, of course, it's a card here in the corner. So be sure to check that one out and compare with my experience of the new refreshed R1S. So let's get outside and take it for a drive. All right, guys, so here we are. We are inside the brand new refreshed Rivian R1S. This particular model is kind of mid-level as far as options go, got tons of gear. We don't have the funky roof that kind of goes opaque, which is fine, not going to affect the drive, but it is a dual motor, large battery pack, and we are riding on the brand new 22-inch wheels. I'll put a picture of those up here. They look pretty slick, actually. I prefer them now even more in person. Unfortunately, the pictures really don't do them justice, but I'm loving the new look. We're about to get on the road, so let's see how it drives. All right, so let's remember that. So we got our mirrors and steering set up. Everything feels good. Oh, gotta go over here. There we go. Beautiful. All right. I love that new car smell. All right, so here we are driving the refreshed R1S, and I've just been playing around with some of the drive modes here. When you go into sport mode, there is a noticeable difference. Like you actually feel it in the drive units, kind of like it just kind of almost goes into like low gear or something like that. I mean, obviously it's not, but everything tightens up, which is really cool. Of course, I run the car with regen set to high because I'm a regen junkie. And ride feel right now I have set to firm, so let's see what the difference is when we go to moderate. Okay, yeah, you can feel the difference there. It does loosen things up. And then let's go soft. And that's a big difference from the quad motor that we drove. Okay, so this is much smoother. We're on a pretty smooth road, but there is a few curves here, and I'm just kind of like going back and forth, and it definitely floats a lot more in the ride feel soft setting. So I do like that for a road trip. That's going to be the one you want to put it on when you're out on the freeway. I like it so far, and let's get into some twisties here. All right, guys, so we just turned onto this mountain road and we are into the twisties. So I've tightened up the ride feel here. We're gone into firm, not sport mode, but just firm with max regen. And the R1S here is just handling the corners. It is just like, I've got both hands on the wheel, but like 2 fingers, it is just so smooth. The power steering seems to be more responsive than the previous gen. So I don't know what all mechanically they changed here with the power steering, but it is definitely a smoother feel. Let's see driveline. So there was a little bit of motor cogging in the quad motor when you came off of regen and came back on to accelerate. I'm just going to try with this one here. It's pretty much gone actually. It is much smoother. So I don't know if that's the difference there. Of course, Rivian has gone to in-house powertrain building with this new dual motor. So I'm very happy to hear that. But, bottom line is it gives them more control in the development, in the characteristics of the drive unit. They can tweak and fine tune it exactly how they want it without, having to go through Bosch or a third-party supplier. So really happy to hear that. And you can tell it really feels that way. It's a great feel, especially through this twisty road when you're kind of coming on and off the accelerator, going up a hill or regenning down a hill. It's got a great feel to it. So here are my thoughts on the redesigned Rivian R1S right here behind me. I just got an opportunity to drive it here, took you guys along with me, and man, what an awesome place to drive this thing. Oh my gosh, these mountain roads, just spectacular. I mean, this is like quintessential peak Rivian immersion experience here at the Charging Outpost. I had a great drive, reduced motor cogging, much better NVH, like way quieter ride, much smoother. I love the adaptability of the suspension, significantly different than the quad motor, like the old outgoing original with the comfort mode. So it has that soft pillowiness and a little less of that rigid truckiness. Very noticeable, very quiet. Going to be much more suitable to families. Although when you tighten it up, throw it in that sport mode, it locks in. It's time for giddy up. And yeah, you know what? Plenty of power with the motors, the dual motors versus the quad. Obviously, the performance heads will want the tri-motor or the quad motor, but I don't know. The dual motor's super decent. Obviously, I would go with the large pack or max pack. But that, again, that's just me because I love to go great, just massive distances, obviously driving across countries and stuff like that. So really cool concept here. Just to wrap things up, I love the Outpost. I can't wait to see more of these spotted throughout the country, not only in the USA, but also in Canada. I mean, can you imagine seeing this in British Columbia, Squamish, or out in Alberta at, some of these awesome spots that are out there, Banff and some of these other spots. Rivian's doing it right. And I'm just rooting for this company. I really am. They simplified production with the redesigned R1S and R1T, and they're headed in the right direction. R2, everybody I mentioned it to is like, holy smokes, I can't wait to see that vehicle come out. In fact, I was speaking to the lady at that Outpost that I visited, that little Patagonia shop down by the Tesla Superchargers. She's already checking out the R2. I think she's going to throw down a reservation because she told me that, over the years they've had several Jeeps. They love the off-roading outdoors aspect of it. And Rivian delivers. Rivian delivers a great experience, direct sales, no pushy salespeople. I mean, it is like light years, just worlds different than Legacy Auto. So, man, RJ and the team, kudos to you. Great concept here. And, it's great what they're doing in the communities here, kind of very thoughtfully. I will say that Rivian again, if you had one word to describe Rivian, we got a dump truck going by. If you had one word to describe Rivian, I would say that it's thoughtful. And again, you know, rooting for them, love the products, the owners love the products. And as more and more people experience Rivian and they get into these communities and have opportunities to drive the vehicles and experience them and have them as a part of their life, I think we're going to see big growth in the brand moving forward, especially with R2 and R3. Again, that affordability aspect. Yeah, I think there's a long runway ahead for Rivian. So let's see where it goes from here. Yeah, Yosemite. What a spot. What a great spot. Can you imagine coming here to buy a car, to test drive your car? Imagine that. Like, it's just mind-blowing versus some dirty dealership that's serving you stale pizza. And here you're coming getting like gourmet, locally sourced, locally roasted coffee rather than some broken Keurig at a legacy auto dealership. Anyways, just blows my mind. It's crazy. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video.